Welcome to Learn English with Podcast. Today, our amazing hosts, Luca and Maria, are here to take you through another exciting episode. Luca, Maria, over to you.
Have you ever been in that spot like right before you have to, fin a presentation or start a new project at work or even just like try something totally new and you wish you had more confidence?
Yeah, for sure. I think almost everyone can relate to that feeling of wanting to feel a bit more self-assured in those moments.
Yeah, totally. And that's actually what we're diving into today in this look at confidence. We've gone through a bunch of different perspectives and ideas from people who have really thought deeply about this topic and how to actually cultivate it.
Yeah, it's amazing how many different angles there are to this idea of confidence. We've got insights from people who coach others on public speaking, someone who completely transformed their career even though they started out super shy, a successful coach, and even a creator who's known for their practical advice on just about everything.
Yeah, exactly. And what we want to do is take all those different perspectives and boil it down to some really concrete things that you can actually use no matter where you are right now on your confidence journey. So we're cutting through all the noise and giving you the real good stuff, the stuff that actually makes a difference.
Love that. So maybe we can start with some of the more like external ways to project confidence, even if you're not quite feeling it internally yet, like how you present yourself.
Okay, yeah, let's jump into that. So one of the first things that really stood out was this idea of like your energy levels. And think about it this way, like if you were in a situation where you needed someone to lead you through something, would you feel more confident in someone who was kind of hesitant and mumbling, or someone who spoke clearly and kind of with a bit of enthusiasm?
Oh yeah, definitely. You'd want someone who seems like they know what they're doing, someone who projects a sense of, competence.
Exactly. And that's the idea here. It's like consciously increasing your energy and speaking with a little bit more volume. Now, this doesn't mean you need to be shouting or anything, but like aiming for a 5 on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of how much you're projecting your voice.
Right. It's like you believe in what you're saying. And that can be really persuasive, even if you don't already feel it on the inside yet. Sometimes faking it till you make it actually works.
Totally. And kind of along the same lines as how you sound is this idea of using pauses effectively. Like, have you ever noticed how some speakers rush through everything they're saying and fill every little gap with, or it's like they're afraid of silence?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it makes them sound unsure of themselves, even if what they're saying is actually really interesting.
Right. And the key here isn't necessarily to just slow down your speaking overall. It's more about being really deliberate with your pauses. Like, pausing after you make a point to let it sink in, or pausing before you move to a new idea to signal a shift. It's about owning those moments of silence.
That makes a lot of sense. Those pauses, they kind of communicate this sense of control and thoughtfulness, which are things we naturally associate with confidence. It's like a nonverbal way of showing that you're comfortable with the moment.
Yes. Totally. And then we get into the realm of body language, which is a whole other layer of this, projecting confidence thing. And one of the things that came up was this idea of a superhero stance, like literally how you hold your body.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more about this superhero stance.
So it's basically about adopting a more open and expansive posture. Whether you're sitting or standing, shoulders back, head up, it might sound kind of silly, but there's actually something to this idea of physically embodying confidence.
I can see that. Like if you're slouching and looking down, it kind of signals that you're not feeling very confident. But if you stand tall and open up your chest, it does give off this air of, I've got this.
Right. And the thing is, people can't see what's going on inside your head. So they're relying on your body language to kind of get a sense of who you are and how you feel.
That's true. We're constantly giving off these nonverbal cues, whether we realize it or not.
And a really easy way to check if your body language is matching up with how you want to be perceived is to record yourself. Just do a little practice run and then watch it back. It might feel a little awkward at first, but it can give you so much insight into any habits you have that might be undermining your confidence.
Oh, that's a great tip. I'm definitely going to try that. I think we all have these little nervous habits that we're not even aware of.
Totally. Okay, so we've talked about energy pauses and posture, but the thing is, all of these outward ways of projecting confidence, they become so much more powerful when you've actually put in the work behind the scenes. And that's where practice with purpose comes in.
Yeah, practice is essential for anything you want to get good at. But I like this idea of practice with purpose. What does that mean exactly?
So it's about being really intentional with your practice, like not just going through the motions, but having a specific goal for each practice session. Maybe one day you focus on your vocal delivery and another day you work on your body language. And even if you don't have a lot of time to devote to practice, just focusing on your opening and closing can make a huge difference.
That's smart. Breaking it down into smaller chunks makes it feel way less overwhelming.
Exactly. And to avoid sounding like a robot when you're practicing, use bullet points instead of writing out a whole script word for word. Think about it like learning a sport or a musical instrument. It's all about focused practice.
Right. It's about building that muscle memory so it becomes more natural and less like you're trying to remember lines.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of really concrete things you can do to outwardly project confidence. But what about when you're feeling really nervous on the inside? Like, what do you do with those thoughts and feelings?
Yeah, that's the real challenge, isn't it? Because sometimes it feels like those negative thoughts are just on repeat in your head.
Totally. And one of the most powerful things I came across in all of this research was this idea of what's been called the silent sentence. It's basically about creating a positive and empowering statement that you repeat to yourself silently, especially in those moments when you're feeling anxious.
Oh, I like that. So instead of trying to fight those negative thoughts, you're replacing them with something more positive.
Yeah, exactly. And one person talked about how they used to get caught up in these thoughts, like, I have to be perfect, but they shifted to a silent sentence that was more about connecting with their audience. Something like, I'm here with you and I want to make this easier for you. Shifting the focus from themselves to their intention to help others.
That's a really powerful reframing. And it makes sense that taking the focus off of yourself and your own worries would help to calm those nerves.
And the thing is, the silent sentence isn't a one-size-fits-all thing. It's about finding what resonates with you and your purpose in that specific situation.
Right. It's about tapping into your own values and motivations.
Okay, so now I want to shift gears a little bit and talk about this other perspective we came across, which is that sometimes confident feelings actually come after you engage in confident actions.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's like you can kind of act your way into feeling more confident.
Exactly. And this came from someone who actually overcame a lot of shyness by making these very conscious behavioral changes.
So what kind of behaviors are we talking about?
Well, one of them is this really simple technique called counting yourself in. Have you ever heard of that?
I don't think so. Tell me more.
So it's basically about overcoming hesitation by doing a mental countdown, like 3, 2, 1, go, and then you just take action. You don't give yourself time to overthink it. It's like a little push to get yourself moving.
Oh, yeah, I could see how that would be helpful. It's like interrupting that loop of self-doubt.
Exactly. And you can use it for all sorts of things, like if you have to speak up in a meeting or give a presentation or even just send an important email.
It's like a little mental trick to get yourself over that initial hump.
Another behavior that's kind of similar is to give yourself 20 seconds of courage. And this is about recognizing that you don't need to be brave all the time, just for like a short burst to get yourself over a hurdle.
I love that. Because sometimes it feels like courage is this like huge monumental thing, but really it could be just a few seconds of doing something that feels a little scary.
Right, like hitting publish on that blog post or starting that difficult conversation. It might feel intense for those 20 seconds, but then you realize it wasn't actually that bad.
And you did it. And that builds confidence for next time.
Then there's this really practical piece of advice, which is to take a seat at the table. And this isn't just a metaphor. It's about literally positioning yourself in a way that shows you're ready to participate and be heard.
Oh, yeah. I've definitely noticed that sometimes just sitting in the front row or closer to the center of the action can make you feel more engaged.
And it signals to others that you're someone who's present and ready to contribute.
It's like you're claiming your space.
Okay, this next one might sound a little counterintuitive, but it's about cheering for other people's success. And the idea is that when you genuinely celebrate the achievements of others, it can actually shift your own mindset away from envy or comparison and towards something more positive and supportive.
I could see how that would work. It's like you're focusing on the abundance of good things happening rather than getting stuck in a scarcity mentality.
And there's also something really powerful about creating a supportive environment where people feel comfortable sharing their successes.
Yeah, because when you feel supported, you're more likely to take risks and put yourself out there.
Okay, building on that, here's another behavior that can really boost your confidence. And it's about reminding yourself of things you're already good at. Think about your past achievements, things you're proud of. Those are all evidence that you're capable.
That's so true. We often forget about our past successes and get so focused on what we haven't done yet.
Right. And those past successes, they can give you the confidence to tackle new challenges. It's like, okay, I've done hard things before, I can do this too.
It's about tapping into that reservoir of self-belief that you already have.
And last but not least, it's so important to celebrate constantly. Like, we often reach a goal and then just move on to the next thing without really acknowledging what we accomplished.
Yeah, it's like we're constantly striving for more without taking the time to appreciate how far we've come.
And celebrating doesn't have to be anything big. It can be just a little moment of acknowledging your win and giving yourself credit for the effort you put in.
It's about reinforcing those positive behaviors so you're more likely to repeat them.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into confidence, I think one of the key takeaways is that it's not this fixed trait that you either have or you don't.
Yeah, it's definitely more of a skill set, something you can develop and strengthen over time with practice and the right mindset.
And what's really cool is that all of these things we've talked about, they're all actionable. You can start incorporating them into your life right now.
So to our listener, I'd love to hear which of these strategies resonates most with you, and what's one small step you can take today to put it into practice.
And if you enjoyed this deep dive, we'd love, if you'd like this, share it with someone who might find it helpful and subscribe so you don't miss our future conversations.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everyone.
Imagine standing before a crowd, your palms sweating, your voice trembling, or perhaps you're about to approach someone you admire, and a wave of self-doubt washes over you, making you retreat. These scenarios, familiar to many, highlight the crucial role of self-confidence in navigating life's challenges. Self-confidence isn't an innate trait. It's a skill cultivated through consistent effort and self-awareness. It's the belief in your abilities, qualities, and judgment, allowing you to face uncertainties with resilience. Building this confidence requires a multifaceted approach, focusing on internal and external factors. One fundamental skill is self-awareness. Understanding your strengths and weaknesses allows you to leverage your abilities and address areas needing improvement. Regularly reflecting on your experiences, both positive and negative, provides valuable insights into your patterns and reactions. Practicing mindfulness and journaling can enhance this self-reflection process. Setting realistic goals and celebrating small victories is another crucial aspect. Each accomplishment, no matter how minor, reinforces your belief in your capabilities. Break down larger goals into manageable steps, creating a sense of progress and achievement. The accumulation of these small wins builds momentum, fostering a stronger sense of self-efficacy. Furthermore, managing negative self-talk is essential. Everyone experiences moments of self-doubt, but dwelling on negative thoughts can erode confidence. Challenge these thoughts by questioning their validity and replacing them with positive affirmations. Reframing negative experiences as learning opportunities can shift your perspective, transforming setbacks into stepping stones. Developing resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity, is also vital. This involves accepting that failures are a part of life and focusing on learning from them rather than dwelling on the disappointment. Cultivating a growth mindset, the belief that abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work, fuels resilience and encourages continuous improvement. Communication skills play a significant role in projecting confidence. Practicing assertive communication, expressing your needs and opinions respectfully, builds confidence and fosters healthy relationships. Maintaining good posture, making eye contact, and speaking clearly can enhance your presence and project an image of confidence. Additionally, embracing vulnerability and practicing self-compassion are crucial. Acknowledging your imperfections and treating yourself with kindness and understanding allows you to navigate challenges with greater ease. Surrounding yourself with supportive and positive individuals can also significantly impact your self-confidence. Their encouragement and belief in your abilities can reinforce your own self-belief. Finally, stepping outside your comfort zone regularly, even in small ways, gradually expands your horizons and builds resilience. Embracing new challenges and experiences proves to yourself that you are capable of handling uncertainty, strengthening the foundation of your self-confidence.
Thank you for watching. Your journey to better English and unstoppable confidence starts here. Like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep growing together. See you in the next video, champion.